This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm here with Chef Arron Carr at Vasse Felix restaurant in the Margaret River in Australia. How are you today, Chef?
Very well.
Now tell me a little bit about the food specialities of the Margaret River and the kind of produce that you can get here that you're excited to cook with.
Yeah, well, obviously the local beef you just said. So we use a lot of beef, a lot of lamb. We have local venison, olive oils, seafood's fantastic, abalone, crabs, fresh fish, vegetables, organic veggies. So there's a lot of produce we use in the area, and also it's all very seasonal and yeah.
Now, I noticed quite a few kind of Asian accents on your menu and in the dish I just had. Where does that come from?
I guess being close to Asia and being, such a multicultural society that we sort of embrace, Asian cuisine, and I travel to Asia a lot, so cook that sort of style of food, get influenced by that kind of food. So I suppose, and Asian produce is so readily available, so we sort of tend to go down a bit more the Asian path sometimes. But depending on the menu, it changes, seasonally, and we just try and have a bit of Asian food, a bit of sort of Mediterranean influence in our menu, and try and keep it a bit more diverse than just having just Asian or just European style.
You just told me that you have been here for 15 years now.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your history prior to you being at Vasse Felix.
I was trained in Perth for 4 years during my apprenticeship, and then from then I went travelling for about 2 years. Travelled through Europe and the US, doing a bit of cooking and a bit of just backpacking around, and then I've moved down to the area mainly for the surf, and luckily the food and wine industry's just taken off, and it's just gone from there.
It seems to be that most people moved down here for the surf and then slowly got into the food and wine culture, which I find absolutely fascinating. It's an interesting way for a region to actually start, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess, when I first moved down in the early 90s, the wine industry was just sort of getting up and going, and surfing is a huge sort of way of life, and most of us moved down, for the surf, and for the lifestyle. Luckily, the wine industry and food industry and tourism sort of grown since then, and we're just lucky to be, I suppose, in the right place at the right time, and managed to get on board.
Now, maybe I've just been taken to some of the very best places in Western Australia, but it seems that in general the standard of cuisine here is pretty damn high. Would you concur with that?
Oh yeah, I'd like to think it's as high as anywhere in the world, really, any one region in the world. We travel a lot. We sort of resource, on the internet and by travelling, and try and keep up with what's happening in the food industry, and and trends and cooking techniques and all that kind of stuff. And we get a lot of chefs coming through that have been working in London or in Spain or the US, and we luckily have chefs come through who have great ideas and have worked with other good chefs, and they bring their ideas into the kitchen and their knowledge, and so we think it helps. And definitely with the local produce and all the wines we have, it's I definitely think it's one of the best regions I've ever been to.
Now, speaking of wine, you must get the chance to try some absolutely fantastic wines from Margaret River. Can you tell me your favourite white wine and food pairings right now, and your favourite red wine and food pairings right now?
Well, I suppose living down here in Margaret River, Sauvignon Blanc Semillon is just one of the classic summer varieties. That and local seafood is just pretty much speaks for itself, and then of course the Chardonnay, which is famous in Margaret River, our Chardonnay, and then things like the local goat's cheese go great, sort of charcuterie style food, and then of course the seafood as well with the Chardonnays, and then we'd go probably into Cabernet Sauvignon, where we would match with our beef or our venison. Sort of trends come and go, but we try and stick with basic sort of food and wine pairings, and then let people sort of decide for themselves, what they want to drink with what meal. But we sort of keep it pretty basic and not trying to I suppose confuse people in trying to spend too much time trying to maybe try and match their food and wine too much and not enjoy it, and try and enjoy both what they are, but also if it comes together, it's even better, I suppose.
One final question: what does good food mean to you?
Good food, I suppose, means food that is sustainably grown, that is organic, that is local, hasn't travelled, a long way to get here. The food miles are important now, all that sort of stuff, sustainability, and quality is without doubt what we believe in buying the best possible quality product, and it speaks for itself. You're not trying to make it something that it's not. You're buying the best quality produce, keeping it simple, and that I think is what good food's all about.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. I really enjoyed lunch that I just had. That beef dish was absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll catch up with you at some point in the future.
Pleasure. Thanks.